Hello students, welcome to online class. Myself Kishore N. Gujjar, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics. Today I am going to explain the bending moment and cantilever. Next, bending of beam. A beam is a rod or a bar of uniform cross section of a homogeneous isotropic elastic material whose length is very large compared to its thickness. A rectangular beam may be supposed to be made up of a number of thin layers placed in contact and parallel to one another. Each layer may be collection of thin fibers laying parallel to the length of the beam. These fibers are called longitudinal filament of the beam. When such a beam is fixed at one end and the loaded at the other within the limit of perfect elasticity, the loaded end sinks a little. As a result, the beam gets bent under the action of the couple due to the load applied. The upper surface of the beam thus gets stretched and assume convex form, and lower surface of the beam get compressed and assume concave form. The plane of bending being the same as the plane of the couple. The extension and contraction are, however, not confined only to the upper and the lower half of the beam respectively, but also take place inside the beam. All longitudinal filament in its upper half get extended and in its lower half getting compressed. This is shown in the figure by arrows, whose length indicates in rough proportion the extent of this extension and the contraction of the filament in the upper and the lower half of the beam respectively. So the extension is maximum in the uppermost filament and compression is maximum in the lowermost filament. The amount of extension and compression decreases towards the axis of the beam. Thus, the filament EF is neither extended nor compressed. This surface is called a neutral surface. The plane in which all the filaments are bent to form of a circular arc is called the plane of bending. Thus, in figure, the plane ABCD is the plane of bending. The line perpendicular to the plane of bending is called the axis of bending. The line EF is the neutral axis. Next, we will move on to bending moment. Let AB be a beam fixed at A and loaded at B as shown in the figure. EF is the neutral axis of the beam. Let us consider the equilibrium of a section PBCP' of it cut by a plane P' at right angle to its length and the plane of bending. An equal and opposite reactional force is acting vertically upwards along P', the load acting vertically downward at its free end, and reaction at the support acting vertically upward constitute a couple. This couple tends to beam clockwise since there is no rotation of the beam. the external bending couple must be balanced by another equal and opposite couple which come into play inside the body due to the elastic nature of the body. When the beam is in equilibrium, the external bending couple is equal to internal bending moment. Next, we will move on to expression for bending moment. Consider a portion of the beam to be bent into a circular arc. Let R is the radius of curvature of the neutral axis and theta be the angle subtended by it at its center of curvature O. Let A dash B dash be a element which is at a distance z from the neutral axis. We know that arc is equal to radius into angle subtended, or S is equal to r theta. So then A dash B dash is equal to r plus z into theta, and the original length AB is equal to r into theta, because we know that S is equal to r theta, or r is equal to the radius into angle subtended. Therefore, increase in length is equal to final length minus initial length. We know that the final length is r plus z into theta and initial length is r theta. So here r theta get cancelled. Therefore, the increase in length is z theta. From the definition of strain, we know that the strain is change in length by its original length. So here the change in length is z theta and its original length is r theta. So here the theta get cancelled. So the strain is equal to z by r. Hence the strain is proportional to the distance from the neutral axis. Now consider a small area delta A at a distance z from the neutral axis. Then from the definition of Young's modulus, we know that Young's modulus is equal to normal stress by longitudinal strain, or this expression can be written as the stress is equal to y into strain, but we know the value of strain. The strain is z by r, hence it's become y into z by r. Therefore, the force F on the area delta A, it can be written as y into z by r into delta A, because we know that the stress is equal to force per unit area. So that is F by A is equal to y into z by r. When we made a cross multiplication, then F is equal to y into z by r into delta A. The moment of force about the neutral axis is given by y into delta by r into delta A into z. The moment of force acting on both the upper and lower half of the section are in the same direction. We know that from the definition of moment of force, the moment of force is equal to force into perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Here the force is y z by r delta A into z, and perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation is taken as z. So that's why this equation become y into z by r delta A into z square. Then the moment of inertia is equal to y by r sigma delta A into z square. So here sigma delta A z square is called the geometrical moment of inertia, So that's why sigma delta A Z square, it can be written as AK square. Therefore, in place of this sigma delta A Z square, it can be replaced as the geometrical moment of inertia. Then the bending moment is equal to YIG by R. For rectangular beam, the A is equal to, that is nothing but area is equal to length into breadth. Here it is taken as breadth into thickness. So A is equal to BD, and its radius of gyration is given by the K square is equal to D square by 12. Therefore, the bending moment for the rectangular beam, it's become YB D cube by 12R. So this is an expression for the bending moment for the rectangular beam. Next, we'll move on to cantilever. Cantilever is a beam fixed horizontally at one end and loaded at the other free end. Here, we consider the case when the weight of the beam itself produces no bending. Let AB represent the neutral axis of a cylinder of length L fixed at the end A and loaded at B with a weight omega, such that the end B is deflected or depressed into a position B dash, and the neutral axis takes the position AB dash. Now let us consider the point P, which is at a distance x from the fixed end A. The bending moment is equal to omega into L minus x. That is because we know that from the definition of bending moment, the bending moment is equal to force into perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So here the force is omega and perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation is L minus x. So because here the total distance is L and here we know the distance of P from the fixed end, and the remaining distance is L minus x. So that's why the bending moment is equal to omega into L minus x. So when the weight is applied or the force is applied, the beam takes the position AB dash and it comes to the equilibrium position. When the beam is in equilibrium position, here we say that the external bending moment is balances the internal bending moment. We know that the bending moment is given by omega into L minus x, and the expression for bending moment is YIG by R. Therefore,